Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Wednesday, April 6th. So today we are going to have the moon continuing in this Gemini energy all day. It will be going void, of course, around 11:15 p.m. and we'll spend the better part of when many of us are sleeping in that void and not locking into Cancerian energy until about 11:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. So pay attention to your dream state. Many of us might be agitated. Many of us might be restless, not able to kind of put our mind in a state of sleep for our bodies to slip into a state of sleep. If you are lucky enough to have a good slumber this evening, I do want you to pay attention to your dream state. There are a lot of very clear hints and clues coming in from the dreamscape that's going to help us put some of the puzzle pieces together here in our physical realms in order for us to gain a bigger, broader perspective on the path that is currently unfolding for us to walk. So definitely pay attention to that. With the moon in Gemini, we are in our headspace. We are trying to sort through details, making logical, practical sense out of our experiences, over our thoughts and feelings, over our current circumstances, over the plans, the logical, strategic, calculated plans that we have to feel comfortable with in our mental plane before we can go ahead and move forward. We are also under the influence of wanting to really take action and move forward. We are also under the influence here today where we are going to really see a new focus, a new determination take over in order for us to come up with some solutions to some of the problems and issues that we've literally been stalemate on. Now, there are 13 different aspects here today. 11 of them involve the moon. So there's a lot of curiosity, a lot of questions being asked, a lot of conversations being had, a lot of interest being kind of triggered and activated for us to be pointed in the right direction to accumulate the kind of information and details that we're currently lacking. This is going to be a little bit of a busy day, especially with 13 different aspects taking place. That's always making for a very busy day energetically and in our inner realms of our heart space and our head space. But we are at the peak point. If you've listened to this week's ascension forecast, you would know that the very first part of the week was meant for us to kind of sit within ourselves, gain a little bit of clarity, get our will and our determination up to par, and anticipate some major changes, some major details, some major revelations, and major opportunities for action towards the end of the week. So here we are, Wednesday, we are halfway through, we are still receiving huge amounts of energy coming in from the cosmos, preparing for our quote unquote launch forward. Okay, so the moon is going to be making a very positive aspect with Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. This tells me that we are having some very profound aha moments, finding peace, finding closure in some of the confusing heart issues that we have been experiencing. Again, many of us just went through a dark night of the soul. There was a lot of loss, a lot of detachment from our physical realms, relationships, money matters, ego included. Now we're sorting through all that has transpired. Now we are coming to some sort of aha moment, some sort of perspective changing moment where we're able to heal not only our thoughts, not only the narrative, not only the perspective and understanding of things gone by, but actually healing our heart space, healing our karma. This is an aha moment that we can't unknow that will literally alter our energy from where it is very low and very weighted and very stagnant for the past little bit into something lighter that we can actually work with. Now, the moon is going to bump into both Uranus and Pluto in not the nicest way. Here's the thing though. The Uranian energy is going to activate a situation in our physical realms, either disrupting our plans, illuminating a different perspective, a different realization on someone close to us, really kind of throwing a curveball or a wrench into what it is that we thought was tickety-boo, okay? Now, this Uranian energy is an awakener. It shows us like, oh, damn, can't unknow that. What am I going to do with this information? And because it's taking place in our external realm, very highly connected to your routine, your personal relationships, your money matters. Why? Because Uranus is in Taurus. This particular activation is needed for us to gain a different perspective on what it is that we thought we were sure of that maybe we're not so sure of right now. And I'll tell you, it feeds a lot into the transformation that we are currently going through by using the pain and suffering situations that we've just gone through as motivation and as inspiration and as a catalyst in order to move forward. Now, this is where the Plutonian energy comes in, and the Plutonian energy can be very obsessive. And right now, with the moon in Gemini, our mental planes are very obsessive. We're very fixated. We have questions. We need answers. We don't know how to proceed, but we know we have to move forward. We are very fixated on trying to figure out the root cause, trying to figure out the actual problem, trying to figure out the false sense of illusion that we may have been under, especially with this outside activation, this shock, this awe, this disruption coming from the Uranian energy. This is going to put us in a situation where, like, damn, did not think of that, did not see that coming, did not expect that from that person. Wow, does that ever change the way that I think, the way that I feel, and the way that I'm planning to actually move forward, whether or not I'm going to keep plans the same or whether I have to make a huge edit, a huge adjustment. Spoiler alert, you're going to have to make a huge adjustment, but you got to go through the process of this confusion realization in order to finally get yourself there so that your vibration is aligned, heart and head. The moon goes ahead and sextiles the sun. And after this little, let's say, cluster F of realization and inner battle of, like, where am I going to go from here with this new information, this new perspective? The moon sextiling the sun is a beautiful realization on where it is that we have to give birth to a brand new energy, a brand new will, a brand new determination in the here and now, understanding past events from a different emotional perspective in order for us to embody the qualities and characteristics that are now required of us to actually get this party started, to move forward in this mission, to go ahead and actually bring this dream, this vision, this purpose, this mission into fruition, into our physical realms. Venus is going to bump into Uranus. Now, Venus is just fresh into Pisces. She's very sensitive. She's also very in touch with her intuition, almost to the point where she's overwhelmed in this realm, not understanding what is real, what is her imagination, what is hopefulness, what is based on truth. Venus is in this state where she does have a little bit more of a spiritual understanding for some of the not so nice things that have happened to us. And when she bumps into the Great Awakener, Uranus, suddenly we have a totally different perspective. We have a totally different appreciation for some of the information, some of the shocking situations that have happened to us over the last couple of months. Venus now, like I said, she's in Piscean energy. She's trying to make sense of things. She's trying to bring things full circle. She's trying to find closure. She's trying to have compassion and empathy and understanding, not only for the other people in her life, but for herself as well. Again, please check out the previous day rants of me going on about Venus's journey from, late November up until now through the retrograde process. And now in Pisces, she is really trying to connect the dots on why this particular karmic cycle needed to happen. And bumping into Uranian energy like shocks us, gives us this moment of genius. It's like shifts our mental plane. It shifts our heart space. It shifts our spiritual understanding of events. And we come to appreciate them. Even the bad parts, we understand that the bad parts are divinely scripted as well. When we understand that everyone in our lives is merely playing a role that we all agreed upon before we even got in these physical meat suits, then it's easier to understand that even the people that hurt us the most are playing the role that they signed up for, that we approved. And nobody could play it as good as they could play it because they're teaching us life lessons about ourselves. They're forcing us to see ourselves from a different light. We are learning self-love, self-value, self-worth, self-appreciation through other people treating us not so nicely. That is the whole point of having relationships in this life, is to allow people to act as the mirror to the inner wounds that still need to be healed within yourself. So there's like this flash of knowing that comes in when Venus bumps into Uranus in this way. And this is a game changer. This gets our energy, our vibe up. This gives us a spiritual understanding. This almost gives us a sense of peace, a sense of ending, a sense of closure with coming to terms with some of the hardships that we've all just gone through. Now, Mars is going to go ahead and bump into Neptune in not the nicest way, and likely feeding off of our exterior realm, giving us activations. Now, what are we being activated on? Well, we're starting to see opportunities, circumstances change in our physical realm that opens the door for us to take action. Now, what are we taking action on? Well, we could be taking action on speaking our truth, having these conversations that are totally going to change the dynamics of our personal relationships. We could be taking action on taking a baby step or a large leap forward in this new path of pursuing new missions, new purpose, new goals. Again, there is a karmic overlay of us needing to boss up in all the right ways in order for us to actually proceed forward on our soul's mission, in our soul contracts, to the next level of our life experiences. And of course, Mars and Neptune coming together in this way is really trying to give us a full vision, a full perspective, a full view on what it is that we are being called to do in our intuition from our higher selves. That's that Neptune energy, our dreams, our visions, our intuition. And of course, Mars, who is a little bit more ego-based, but floating around in Aquarius land, which is about grasping a vision for the future and seeing what it is that we can do in the here and now, in our physical form, in our will, in our determination, using our physical bodies to actually advance that plan, that strategy moving forward. So having these two come together in this way is likely going to have a situation pop off in our physical realms that it's like, damn, okay, choice point, okay, crossroads. What are we going to do? Are we going to play it safe? Are we going to stand here in a state of paralysis? Or are we going to see that this is a green light go, a sign from the ultimate cosmos for us to go ahead and make this move forward? Hopefully you will trust your intuition. Hopefully the vision and the dream that you're holding in your mind's eye that you're looking to manifest will inspire you, motivate you, really activate that will, that determination, that bravery, that courage that many of us are lacking right now, and that the cosmos, the divine, will actually take over your physical form in this moment and push you forward. That's what we're hoping for. Now the moon is going to sextile Mercury, and then it's going to bump into Pluto. Now here's the thing. The moon and Mercury, as you know, Mercury rules over Gemini, so this is a powerful aspect. A sextile is a blending of energies. It's a thumbs up. It's a good job from the cosmos. The moon and Mercury is our emotional state and our mental state, our unconscious selves and our lower level intellect. Now here is where things get interesting. Our heart and our head is on the same page, likely coming from the intuitive burst of energy that we just got from Mars bumping into Neptune. The moon and Mercury are coming together to say, yes, I've thought about it. I got the details, got the information. It makes sense in my heart space, makes sense in my head space. Let's go ahead and engage the physical body to go ahead and take action. That's great. The moon bumps into Pluto, the great transformer. He is now pushing us, motivating us, kicking our spiritual and physical butts in the right direction to say, you know what? You're right. You do have it together in your heart space. You do have it together in your head space. This awakening has totally transformed the way that you've looked at certain scenarios, certain situations of the past. It's a psychological and spiritual aha moment where finally we're ready to boss up, to step into our power, to take control, to exert our authority in our own realities and actually make a move that is not only aligned with our heart and our head, but that is divinely scripted as well. The moon trines Saturn. This is a beautiful energy to show us that, yes, we're ready to boss up. Yes, we are karmically ready to take on new tasks and roles. Yes, we have the logical, practical vision. We have the heart space, the emotion, the intuition backing us to say, hey, okay, I know I wasn't ready yesterday. I might not even have been ready this morning, but something has been triggered and activated in me, and I'm going to let the divine cosmos show me the right direction, that I have to build new systems, new structures, new foundations, to take on new roles, to take on new responsibilities, because I am being karmically activated to boss up in my life, to take the next step forward, to enter into a brand new realm of existence. This is when we change our lives. This is the mental and emotional preparation for the physical circumstances and events that are about to pop off in a very, very fast manner. So the moon, after this, this epiphany, this movement forward, this very enlightened state of awareness, like I've been continuing to say, every single time that we take a step forward in the path of enlightenment, to get to our highest selves, to stand in our power, you best believe that those dark force energies want to pull you on back. They don't want you moving forward. They don't want you growing. They sure as hell don't want you standing in your power. They're going to pop off and do something in order to break that vibe, to break that flow. What we have here is a moment after we've been floating, off of these good vibes and motivated to make a change and inspired to move forward. What we have is the moon squaring Jupiter. A square is a tension point. It's the inner conflict coming out. So what is the inner conflict coming out? Well, the moon is our emotions. It's in Gemini, so there's a lot of internal chatter. A square, a tension point, brings out the shadow aspects within ourselves, negative Nancy, Betty the bully, depressing Debbie, if you will. Jupiter, of course, wants us to grow. He wants us to expand. He wants to push us into trusting the universe, trusting the plan, trusting our higher selves. He wants us to see where it is that we've been divinely scripted in these events to go ahead and to bust out of our comfort zones and to enter into a brand new realm where the blessings for our pain and our struggle will be rewarded to us, but we have to take a leap of faith. This square is going to try and talk us out of all of the plans, all of the energy, all the will, all the determination that we just built up earlier on in the day. At this particular point, things get rocky in our headspace and our heart space. The moon goes ahead, makes an aspect with the true node. Now we don't have a path forward. We're hella confused. Oh my goodness. Debbie, the depression Debbie is coming out. Now we don't have the energy to do it. Now we're a little bit sad about our circumstances. We thought about our pain and struggle for too long. Now we're going to set up camp here in victimhood and just wallow in our sadness for a second. We have negative Nancy coming out telling us all the reasons of why we shouldn't put ourselves out there, why we shouldn't take a leap of faith. Maybe you're going to get rejected. Maybe you're going to fail. Maybe you're going to look like an idiot. Then we have, Debbie Downer really acting, I guess, with depressive Debbie as well. And the vibe is just low, right? So bumping into the true node right now, we don't have a clear path forward. We're starting to talk fear into the plans that we were so sure about just a couple of hours ago. Suddenly, we're reflecting back on the past situations that we just made peace with, that we just found closure in, that we just made sense of. And suddenly we start picking that apart, right? So now everything is just up in the air. The moon squares Neptune. Now we can't even align with our higher selves. Now our intuition feels like it's gone offline. The moon in Gemini is very logical and practical because it rules over our lower level intellect in our egoic form. Neptune is our spirit selves, our higher selves, our soul selves. And this particular square is a tension point. Now we don't know who to trust. Do we trust our intuition? Do we trust our mental plane? Do we trust negative Nancy and Debbie Downer? Like, who do we trust? And the whole mission here is to push us to a breaking point where we realize that we have to take a deep breath. We have to get down to the nitty gritty, the basics. We have to review our day. We have to realize the ups and downs of this emotional roller coaster. And in this moment of realization, the moon trines Mars. What does this mean for us? It means that we get our shit together. It means that we kick negative Nancy out, Debbie Downer out, depressive Debbie, she gone. And we finally align with what it is that we know to be true, which is that beautiful moment that we had earlier on in the day when our logical, practical, mental plane and our highest self, our soul, our intuition was balanced within us, and our heart and our head was on the same page. And we felt that vibration, we felt that frequency with the path in which we were going to follow. This is a renewal of our self-will, of our self-determination. This is increased focus, okay? Put the blinders on. We're not letting negative Nancy or depressive Debbie in anymore. And we need to boss up our will, our determination to keep that tunnel vision on in order to move forward. We are not going to allow the dark force agenda to continue to speak fear into our dreams, into our visions. We are not going to allow the state of paralysis from our fear-based ego to prevent us from truly entering into the next round, truly busting into the next level of our reality and gaining the blessings and the prayers that we've been working so freaking hard to actually manifest.